Going to be doing normal, any percent. So we're just gotta get ready to delete my save file, and I'll give you a countdown for the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Minit. As you might guess by the title, you've got about a minute to do things, or at least I will once I pick up this cursed sword. So it's got 2 actions. You can interact, generally swinging your sword, or you can reset back to whatever your current spawn point is. So on top of a sword, I'm going to need this watering can a little bit later to put out fires. As we all know, working Peck at a marathon, fires happen. So here I'm going to go into this snake cave and try to skip a flashlight. So got through there without being able to see. That was relatively smooth. Said hello to our friend there. Won't see him as long as things go right. Stop by this camper, and that shows off. So that's now my new spawn point. There's various spawn points around the world that you can get back to. So we'll transition the screen 5 times to make it to the oasis. And I won't listen to his advice, and I will not leave these plants alone. And I'll get the sword thrower, which, believe it or not, lets you throw the sword. So, as I said, we're going to need this watering can, although we're not putting out a fire quite yet. There's a guy stuck out here in the desert who made that sign, because he's the sign maker. And we're going to need him in just a minute here. So we're going to go through some quicksand or water. I'm not really sure what this is. Say hi to our friend, the sign maker. He tells us to go to his boat. You go to the boat to go to the lighthouse to get the flashlight. Or, no, not the flashlight. I forget. It's been so long since I did everything. Gonna get this gardening glove, which lets us chop down trees. And now we're back here to our beautiful home with our beautiful dog. Unfortunately, not our beautiful wife. And we're gonna kill some crabs, because there's this guy who's running a bar or some sort of tavern or whatever this is. And he says business would be better if there weren't so many crabs around. So we're gonna give him a hand, because he's going to give us coffee. And as everyone knows, once you've drank coffee for the day, you can push blocks around. It's just standard stuff, you know, basic elementary knowledge here. So we're going to go chop down a tree that was kind of preventing our way further into the game. Sort of that Metroidvania style item progression. Going to ignore these 3 guys, hopefully. And stop by the Hot L. It's not quite a hotel. Just long enough to make that our spawn point, and then go talk to this guy. Because he only shows up once the timer in that top left is under 10 seconds. So now we're gonna go save this guy from the bandits. And by that I mean die to the bandits. Because I love dying to bandits. Okay, didn't die to bandits. So yeah, he fell in with the wrong crowd, and unfortunately we didn't stop him in time. He already got the bandit tattoo, so I guess he's gonna have to go see a guy to get that lasered off or whatever. And this guy, he lost his credit card, and I guess he wants to go get some hamburgers, so we're gonna help him find his credit card. And, do that a little wrong, but... Boom. Yeah, now he's gonna go get some burgers. Swing by the graveyard, nice and spooky for October. This guy's hiding from us in the trees, and then once you approach him, he'll jump into another tree. So you just chop down all the trees, and there you go. He's down. So next up is another dark section where there's going to be a couple bombs that I need to throw the sword at. So gotta count some steps. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Now, this guy wants the bridge repaired, so we're going to turn on all those switches and repair it for him. So now he can get back to the hotel. So what we're doing is getting everyone here back to the hotel. That guy who was hidden under the box also wants to return. Now that everyone's back, this ladder falls, and we can pick up the flippers. They don't let us move faster than lightning, but they are still flippers. We're going to need those in just a second. Not quite a minute. And so here we're in the factory where they made this cursed sword, and we're trying to destroy the factory because cursed swords are bad, and I'm also bad, so I pushed those boxes too far and screwed up. So we're going to do this part again. I like this part. You're going to do it a few times. So like I said, we're in the sword factory here. And we need to push these boxes into this machinery to shut down this left half of the factory. Thankfully, I had my coffee, so I can push these boxes. Then, since the timer stops while you're waiting to hit X to reset completely, the in-game timer, you do that and you just kind of let the box do that on its own. So now we go back through this part of the factory. That's the final boss, but we're not ready to say hi to him quite yet. We gotta finish shutting down this factory. And then it's like that Star Fox 64 level where you gotta hit all the switches. Shuts down this half. Run around here. Meet the shipping manager. Toilet, that's very important. Gotta have a toilet. So now we got to jam our sword in the works of the one last machine. So all we have left is the watering can. And now it's time to go put out that fire that we started when we jammed our sword in there. Come on. Say hi to the final boss again. Hi to the shipping manager again. Head downstairs, put out the fire. Gotta be careful because that fire will damage you, and you only have 1 health since you tanked it to go through the water. Here we blow up the machine, and the final boss kinda does his little transformation. Point out that he's a big baddie. Every big baddie needs to transform. And now there's 3 phases here. In this first phase, I gotta stab these swords you can kinda not really see. And in the second phase, there's swords you can kinda see that kinda go in order. Ooh, that's bad. Couldn't throw through him. That's right. So I missed a cycle there. I'm gonna lose a little bit of time. Alright. Gonna take a death there to reset my clock back to 60 seconds. Just kind of stand just barely out of his range and throw my sword at him over and over again. One last, those little rotating swords. That's the 3rd phase down, and that's the final boss. So now the sword is no longer the Mega Sword, and now it's the Broken Sword. And it's time to discard of the Broken Sword, which is why that toilet we saw earlier is so important, because I'm going to need to go and, well, throw it in the toilet. So get ready on time. Again, navigating some dark rooms. I'm apparently not doing a very good job at. Okay, there we go, and time.
Well, that took more than a minute.
Oh.
9:22, in fact.
Oh, well, 9 minutes is all right. So yeah, that was Minit. 80% normal. I was SecksWrecks. I'm going to continue being SecksWrecks. This will continue being Minit, and you can continue to pick it up and play it. It's a fun game.
All right, thank you, SecksWrecks. In the meantime, we did have a rather large donation come in. $300 from JP with no comment. But we very much appreciate it anyways. Thank you. That also puts us over the $2,000 donation incentive for me singing the Assault Android Cactus Game Over theme after my 1P Infinity Drive run. So, all right, people, you asked for it. Coming up next, we have a run, our 4P Assault Android Cactus run, actually, a 4P campaign run with myself, Tormod Wolf, Boris, and EI. Take us a moment to get set up for that, so give us a minute, please. And not minute the game, even though it's great. Please give us a minute.